Thanks for staying with us. When people say, may Nigeria not happen to you, we try to, for those of us that are very patriotic, we try not to say it too much because we feel that Nigeria is a good place. But sometimes Nigeria happens to you even in the most unexpected ways. This story we're about to take, according to the report, a Lagos State government has fired a customary court member, Mr. Ishola Adeyemi, who in 2015 allegedly dissolved a marriage of a man and his wife. The complainant's name is Mr. Olayemi Ayeni. The man brought his matter to the court. They see problem, me and my wife, we want to dissolve our marriage. Says oftentimes we've witnessed or read about similar stories where a mediator, irrespective of the gender, eventually turns having an affair with the woman. In this situation, the head of court, the magistrate, ended up marrying the complainant's wife.
Got her pregnant in 3 months.
Got her pregnant, Abi?
3 months after this.
Yes, 3 months after what happened. So while the complainant was there saying that, hey, my wife did this to me, the judge was looking at, I'm money girl, yesha. Anyways, fast forward, the Lagos State has sacked him because obviously that was inappropriate. But what are your views? Because we say this angle that Nigeria happened to this man is a totally different angle. Is the judge right to marry somebody who has could be divorced? I mean, she's divorced, she's available. But the morality of that you met her while the complainant brought the case to court, is it right? That's our conversation this morning. You can call us on 081-270-53687, 091-390-7694. You can also tweet to us at TVC Connect. Please hashtag your view TVC so we can read your tweet. I'd like to start with Nima.
Your people.
Your people. Nima, what do you think about this story?
Okay, so abuses of offices and power happen everywhere in the world, so it's not Nigeria peculiar. That's number one. Number two, what he did was unethical, as in law, for instance, we do ethics a lot and we take it seriously. So when a matter is before you and a party is before you, you shouldn't take that advantage at that time to do what he did, which is taking advantage of the vulnerability of the woman on one side and the marriage on the other side. So if after he has finished hearing this matter, everybody have waka free, give it some time, then he ends up meeting at a different circumstance, maybe. But even for some countries, they will say never should he even approach that lady. And so you have to go extra mile to prove that you did not take advantage of the circumstance of their troubles in their marriage at the time they brought the matter before him. So he did wrong. But let's ask the man. But you say meat is not sweet. You now say, why did they collect it from you? You don't get it.
There's a saying that love happens in the most unusual things. Or love, in fact, somebody was telling me that love is one of the world's phenomenon that nobody can really explain. You can't really get to the root. You don't know how this love can spring up anywhere, anyhow. So is it wrong for us to think that this man actually, truthfully, found his soulmate in this woman? Because you can't stop it.
So this story reminds me of the David and Bathsheba story, when Uriah, David's soldier, was at war fighting for Israel, and his wife was having a bath, and David saw her from across his fence, and when he realized that he had, known her in a way that he wasn't supposed to, he put that man at war front so he could get killed. And we saw that God frowned upon that, So there are situations like that where, it's an age-long type of story where people who have a lot would want to take the one that you have. But let's even put that aside. And also let's put aside the conduct or the ethics of the profession aside. When I first read it, I thought, can an adult snatch another adult? She was an adult. She made a decision to be with another adult. She knew that this was, and also the fact that this marriage was dissolved 3 months before, according to the story, they carried on. So she decided as well, it was not something that happened to her without her knowledge or her consent. She decided that she wanted to be with this person. So the person who has betrayed this man, I don't even know how to do a betrayal. They were actually going there to get their marriage dissolved. Is that she made the decision to be with this man. But I guess the punishment will come from just the code of ethics for his profession. But as two human beings, 3 adults, I just feel 2 adults met each other and decided to move on with
love,
a
you are willing to sacrifice anything. So the magistrate, the court, the judge is willing to sacrifice his job for the love of his life.
No, but there's another thing that is worrying the man that I think what is really concerns this man, the aggrieved man, is that, first of all, he said he gave her money, 5 million naira, to start a business, and that this man has taken over that business that he gave his wife.
How does that concern him?
Secondly, he says his children, he hasn't been able to see his children because that man has refused him to gain years. But my own is, we haven't heard the reason why this marriage dissolved. Was he an abusive person? Did he take care of his wife? Was he in love with her and then she was the one that decided? Let me say, you know, and then now that he has seen someone else show her, because we see that a lot, now that he has seen someone else show her love, someone that accepts her, all of a sudden it's like, you know, there's some people that if I cannot have you, no one else must have you. So,
but Mariam, you said something that was important, that these are 2 adults. So they've moved on. They're 2 adults that are together. So why are you now worried that, oh, the business you gave her or you started for her, he's now taking over? They're
the money back, maybe.
You see, I don't know. Nima has described it to us from the ethical points. But my own is, what if he met her after? Maybe he was driving down the street, the woman stopped him and said,
do you remember me?
Do you remember me? You did my and then they hit it off.
Love at first sight.
Should he lose his job for that? I mean,
no, what they are trying to protect is an abuse of your office. So while you're there's a conflict of interest when you're listening, when you're listening, hearing a matter.
Listen to what I said. I said,
if they meet long after.
Maybe she
is 3 months after.
3 months after.
She stops him and says, hey.
That's what
he will not even remember. Do you know how many court cases?
That's what I'm trying to say.
But Nima, no, love doesn't have this. Love can come anywhere. If you're a judge, if you're a customary member, and you're seeing the woman,
it's okay.
You can't stop love now.
It's okay to be love. This is it. I can love Miriam while a matter is before me, and I'm seeing that
that one is
I'm becoming
14 years.
Miriam.
If you love me,
okay, let her finish now. Go ahead.
Okay, Miriam was a man. So I can love Miriam, and then Miriam comes before me as a judge in a matter. Because I know I'm beginning to have some, I can ask to vacate that case. They should move it to somebody else because I fear that conflict. That's the standard that the law owns anybody sitting as a judge, magistrate, or anything to be in. Yes. So you're supposed to say, no, at this point I'm feeling a conflict. Now we are saying,
so that's before. What happens after?
If you heard the matter and within 3 months you moved on with this person, it means that while that case was before you, there's a possibility that you went out of your office to ensure you went.
What if there wasn't the possibility?
No, what is that time period that
if somebody else heard the case because you had vacated it, it's okay.
No, what if
but you heard it through 3 months is too short a period to move on.
Who determines?
Yeah, so what I want to know is there a time period that they can give to say maybe a 2-year period that is
why acceptable? I said that you have to show. And it has to be much longer than that period. So for Lagos State to say this person, they must have done their investigations and thought there was that conflict of interest and that abuse.
Sometimes you think about it in a school. So for example, a boy and girl, they fall in love, they're boyfriend and girlfriend, and then they break up, and then the girl now ends up with the lecturer. Now, university is not secondary school. Ends up with the lecturer. Now, your boyfriend now is going to sue, saying that you took my girlfriend. Is that? I mean, that's an ethical?
Actually, write the Senate, and those issues are issues that concern ethics too in the university.
And they're all adults.
So you're a lecturer now. You cannot just look one girl. She never have a boyfriend in the school and check her while she's under you, and then you still be her project supervisor. Right. If she gets a 5, that 5 becomes questionable.
Right.
You understand? So because there's conflict of interest.
So I guess that's really the story. We're going to go to break. I mean, I would like to take a few comments before we wrap up on this.
Okay.
Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.